Hi guys, magandang gabi ulit sa inyong lahat at nandito ulit ako para mag-discuss na naman ng panibagong topic tungkol sa developing SQL databases. At ang topic po natin for tonight ay yung manage isolation levels. So let's start. The manage isolation levels module provides us with the instruction and devices to develop our hands-on skills on the following topic. So for tonight, we have two topics na dapat natin cover. Yung number one is yung managing concurrency with read and committed, and number 2, managing concurrency with repeatable read. So let's start. So exercise 1 tayo. Exercise 1, managing concurrency with read and committed. So ano nga ba yun? An isolation level protects a specified transaction from other transaction to prevent problems that can arise due to concurrent access of data. So a transaction in SQL Server ensures that a group of operations is processed as a unit. So for example, you can define a banking transaction and perform data modification to credit one account and debit another as a single unit of work. So if the transaction now succeeds, all the modification that you made in the transactions are committed in database. So in the case of the failure of your transaction, that must be rolled back. All your changes to the data are erased. So let's start. So before tayo mag-proceed sa step 1, so here is the common types of lock includes. So number 1 is shared, which is in general, ito yung read options acquire shared lock. So when a transaction acquires shared lock on a resource, so another transaction can also acquire a shared lock. So even though the first transaction has not completed. Number 2, using exclusive. Exclusive in general, it writes operation acquires an exclusive lock. So data modification statement such as insert update and delete use the exclusive lock. So and yung update. Update is the SQL Server applies update locks on the rows when they are selected for update. So when the transaction isolation level is set to the highest, so the locks are held longer and are more restrictive. So the different transaction isolation levels include, meron tayong read committed, meron tayong read uncommitted, and meron tayong repeatable read. So in snapshot and serializable. So task 1, demonstrate read uncommitted isolation tayo. So in this task, we will perform the following actions such as execute an update statement that updates the row in the dim product table for the product key 110 and roll back the transaction after a wait time of 20 seconds. And number 2, execute a select query simultaneously with the update statement that select query reads the record for the same product key 401 by setting the isolation level as read uncommitted. And the last is to demonstrate that due to the read uncommitted isolation level, the select query would read the modified value by the update transaction that was not yet committed, however rolled back after 20 seconds delay. So proceed tayo with the step 1, ensure you have power on the required devices. So as you can see, we made it. And step 2, from the Plab SQL 1, click Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. And once na nag-open to, connect tayo sa server. So database engine, okay, tama. And Plab SQL 01, and then connect tayo. So step 3, so the SQL Server Management Studio windows open. So ito na yun. So in the Object Explorer, expand the database folder. And once na-expand na natin yan, click natin yung AdventureWorks DW 2016 CTP3 and connect, and click natin itong new query. So alright, so step 5, the new query pane open. So step 6 tayo, type muna natin ito. Oops. So ayan. So ang sabi dito, this given query, it creates a table named dim product underscore temp with the records important from dim product table in the AdventureWorks DW 2016 CTP3 databases. So let's check, run natin ito. So 606 rows affected agad. So sabi dito, the query type in the creates a new table named dim product underscore temp. The query is successfully executed. Okay. So it meaning successful creation tayo ng new table natin and the import natin yung data in the new table. So step 7 tayo, create tayo ng panibago nating query. And type natin ito. So the given query selects product key and list price from the dim product underscore time table. So execute natin. So the query run successfully in the result set is displayed. Notice the value of list price column in the result set. So let's check if nag-match ba tayo. Yeah, 401. Okay. Tama. So the result set is displayed and it is the database on the where clause. So ito. So steps 8 tayo. Create tayo ng panibagong query. And ito. Okay, mali. Alright. So this given query, if it updates daw the value of list price in the product underscore temp for the product key, yung kanina na 401. So the query uses the begin transaction statement and updates the dim product temp table. So sabi dito, it then rollbacks the transaction using the rollback tran after a 20-second delay lamang. Okay? So try natin naman. Wala. So step 9 tayo. Wala naman kasi sinabing run. So, step 9 tayo. Kita na pa na bago nating query. So the given query selects the list price column value in dim product underscore time table for the product key 401. So the statement uses read uncommitted isolation level to specify that the select statement can read rows that have been modified by other transaction but not yet committed. So i-run natin ito. So yan, 109.3364. So due to the read uncommitted isolation level 9, the select query in step 9 would read the modified value by the update of transaction that was not yet committed, leading to dirty read. So the result pane shows the modified value of list price for product key 401. So ito yung list price nung kanina. So that is yet to be committed, leading to a dirty read. So gets. So step 10 tayo, navigate to the query pane that contains the update transaction specified in step 8. So find the rollback tran statement executing successfully after 20 seconds. So the number of rows affected by the transaction will be shown only after the process complete. So next. So exercise 2 na tayo, managing concurrency with repeatable read. So in this exercise, we will learn to manage the concurrency using repeatable read isolation. So task 1, demonstrate repeatable reads with select statement. So ito po yun. So step 1 again tayo. So type the following statement in a new query window to read the record. So create tayo. Check natin ito. So the query uses begin transaction statement and sets the isolation level to repeatable read. So this specifies that no other transaction can modify the record with the product key 401 until the execution of the select statement in the current transaction is complete. Okay. Sige, check natin. Alright, wala na naman sinabi. So step 2 tayo. Kita na panibago nating query. So yung purpose daw ng demonstration is to execute an update statement that updates the same row which the select query reads in step 1 in the dim product table. So to update daw the content of dim product for the product key 401, ito yon. So ito yon yung kinapin natin. Ayan. So press F5 to execute. Check natin. So 1 rows affected. Sabi dito due to repeatable read isolation level set for the select transaction, the update transaction step 2 is forced to wait for 20 seconds because of the exclusive locks used on the product key for 101 row. Okay. Step 4 tayo. Navigate the query window that contains select query in step 1. So the query in step 1 will display the old committed values before update for the 20 seconds. Alright. So siguro wait tayo 20 seconds. So task 2 tayo, demonstrate repeatable read with the insert statement. So ito yung mga ipe-perform natin. So create tayo ng panibago nating query. So this given query imports records from dim product table into a new table named dim product temp. So execute natin. So 395 rows affected. Let's check if nag-match tayo. Okay, tama. So proceed. So step 2, type the following statement in the new query window. So this query uses begin transaction statement and sets the isolation level to repeatable read. So this specified that no other transaction can be modified data until the execution of the select statement in the current transaction completes. So create tayo ng panibagong query ulit. Type natin ito. So F5 na execute natin. So within 10 seconds execute insert query in step 3. So the insert query execute immediately without waiting for the completion of the select query in step 2. Alright, tama tayo. So step 5 tayo, navigate the query window that contains select transaction in step 10. The query in step 2 will display the old value insert after 20 seconds. Step 2. Ayan. Galing ah. Ayan. So ito lahat ng list price nun. Ang galing. Ayan. And proceed tayo sa task 3. Tama ba? Tama. Sa task 3, we will demonstrate now the repeatable read with update statement. So we will form the following. Step 1, create tayo ng panibago nating query. So the given query imports records from dim product table into a new table named dim product temp. So execute natin. So 395 rows affected. So type the step 2 tayo. So the query uses begin transaction statement and sets the isolation level to repeatable read. So this specified that no other transaction can modify until the execution of the select statement in the current transaction completes. So the given query reads records of the product keys 212 and 213. So create tayo na panibago nating query. So check natin ito. So type in the run natin. So the update query execute so And within 10 seconds, execute the update query in step 3. So, bilang tayo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, the update query executes immediately without waiting for the completion of the select query in step 2. This is because the update query updates the record with the product key 214 that is not read with this select query in step 2. So only the records with the product key 212 into step 2. Okay, step 5 tayo. Navigate the query window that contains select transaction in step 2. So, okay, check natin ulit. Alright. Yun na yun. So that's it. Na-cover po natin dalawang topic, yung managing concurrency with read and committed and yung managing concurrency with repeatable read. Thank you.